How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're celebrating the next milestone, 14,000 subscribers. I can't begin to thank you guys enough for all the support you've been giving me, and I gotta let you know, it means so much. To celebrate 14k, we're going to be heading into a brand new scenario, which is, what if Goku never existed? Real quick, gotta give a huge shout out to Dragon Star Productions for making the amazing thumbnail for this episode. Make sure you guys go sub to his channel, since we got some big things coming up together soon. Before we begin, I just want to give a huge shout out to all of my amazing patrons, as without the support, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. If you want to become a patron and get your what if turned into a reality, and a bunch of other special perks, then be sure to click the link down below to pledge. It would really mean a lot to me. Now, for this series, we automatically gotta just kill off Goku. Now, not just kill him off and make it so that he never even existed in the first place, meaning Gine never gave birth to Kakarot, and Raditz is an only child. Without Kakarot, things wouldn't be too different for the Saiyans. Well, at least until Frieza mysteriously calls the Saiyans back to the planet. Bardock would go back to Gine as normal, and this time he is nobody to send off to Earth, since Raditz is still out with Vegeta. And if Gine goes by herself, Frieza will be able to track her down and shoot down her ship. Instead of having somebody else survive, he's going to have to train himself, and see if that will be enough to defeat Frieza. Spoiler alert though, that doesn't quite work. Bardock and the other Saiyans still suffer the same fate, with them being eradicated along with their planet. The Saiyan race is now gone, with the only survivors this time being Vegeta, Nappa, and Raditz. Oh, and those two other Saiyan guys. And Tarble, depending on what canon you're looking at. Anyways, since Goku never existed, that means Earth will never see its greatest defender. Will Earth be doomed without a Goku? Well, let's find out. We actually get a pretty good outcome for Grandpa Gohan without Goku, as while he doesn't have a chance to become a grandpa, he does have a chance to survive. Without any giant monkeys crushing him, he gets to live his life in tranquil peace. A pretty big omission right off the bat, though, is that Jocko has no reason to come to this planet, since there wasn't a space pod heading towards it that he needed to stop. Meaning, Omori would still be on his island working aimlessly to perfect the time machine. Unfortunately, I don't think he ever will. Without Jocko, he would most likely be kicked off of his island. Tights would be lost too, trying so hard to come up with a good novel to write. But doesn't get the chance without finding her own alien. She would even get mugged while on the street looking for a story. Life hasn't gone very well for her, but hopefully things will start looking up. Yeah, no, sorry Tights. She's supposed to be a decoy for Anazuki on a rocket ship, and you know how that's going to play out. Without Jocko around to save the day, the rocket plummets into the city, killing all of the passengers on board the rocket and wiping out most of the city with the explosion. Rocket ship failure has a huge impact on society as a horrific tragedy, and this especially affects the Briefs family, since their daughter just so happened to be a part of it. Bulma is young, but is smart enough to know that her sister is never coming home. This has Bulma grow up very differently, as while she wasn't exactly happy-go-lucky before, she is much more of a recluse, trying to find a way to perfect the inventions of rocket ships in hopes that what happened to her sister will never happen to anybody else. While working throughout the years, Bulma just so happens to find a Dragon Ball. She begins her research, finding out the ball will be able to grant any wish. Any wish. That means there's a chance that her sister can be brought back to her. With this knowledge now, and a lot of hope that she'll be able to bring back her sister, Bulma creates the Dragon Radar, and departs for her journey. While on her journey, Bulma makes her way to Gohan's house, and meets with him about handing over the Dragon Ball. Gohan can tell that this girl's been through a lot in her life, and no matter what, she's going to do everything in her power to get that Dragon Ball from him. She can try all she wants, but that's not going to work out very well for her. It's very brave, though if she tries that with somebody who is less than caring about her well-being, she's as good as dead. Gohan tells the young girl that he will hand over the Dragon Ball to her, on one condition, that he gets to go along with her on her adventure. Bulma is kinda shocked at this, and doesn't exactly want to be traveling with some creepy old man, but she can tell he's not a bad guy, and he actually seems pretty tough. He would make a pretty good bodyguard. Bulma agrees, and her and Gohan go out to search for the Dragon Balls. The next ball they find is with Roshi, and Gohan has an excellent reunion with his former master. Since Roshi has a history with Gohan, he is willing to give him his Dragon Ball to help out, meaning Bulma gets spared from being SA'd. The two continue on with Gohan easily beating Oolong, and adding him to their crew. The journey through the desert leads them to the bandit Yamcha, who doesn't stand a chance against Gohan. We don't know how strong Gohan was before he was killed by Goku, but in the manga, he was able to keep up with and kind of outmatch a post-Korn training Goku. So that's what I'm going to be putting Gohan in terms of power, mainly since it's the only source we have for how powerful he is. Yamcha can tell right away that this man is son Gohan, and knows he has no chance, and apologizes for his behavior. Gohan tells Yamcha that's quite alright, and says he sees some good potential in the man, asking if he would like to come along with them so he can train him. Yamcha is really enthusiastic by this, a chance to train with the son Gohan? Count him in! The only rough part for him is trying to deal with his crippling fear around Bulma. The much more stable group make their way to Monster Carrot, and after Yamcha warns the group of what he can do, Gohan uses his power pole to deal with them pretty quickly. The Pilaf gang would then try to attack them, but with Gohan's skill, he is able to prevent the car from being destroyed, and attack Shu's mech. Shu is yelling for mercy, and Mai and Pilaf arrive in their own mechs to help. Yamcha joins in to help Gohan, and with the two working together, they're able to destroy the mechs, and take the Dragon Ball from Pilaf, sending the gang packing. With the Dragon Balls finally gathered, the group gathers around to summon Shenron. Shenron is summoned to the group, and while Yamcha is tempted to wish away his fear of girls, he is actually getting pretty close with Bulma, so maybe she's his way out of his fear. The one to get the wish, of course, is Bulma herself, and she wishes for all of those killed in the Anazuki rocket ship incident to be returned to life. Now again, similar to my What If Goku Remembered the Saiyans video, I know there are going to be those comments saying that Shenron has a restriction, we can only bring back somebody who died in the past year. Well, I don't think that's true. He can bring back somebody who died by any incidents, though he can't wish back to life everybody killed by some person that killed a whole lot of people. Like, you can wish for your dog who died 10 years ago to be brought back to life, and he'll be able to do that. But if you wish for everybody who was, like, killed by Frieza to come back, that would never work, since Frieza's killed so many people that Shenron would be restricted in only reviving those who have been killed in the past year. That's how I interpret Kami's statement right here, at least. Meaning, Tights and all those who were killed years ago are now returned to life. Exactly where the incident occurred. Shenron bids the group farewell and departs. With the wish granted, the group decides to go off on their separate ways. Bulma tearfully thanks all of them for helping bring her sister back, and she'll never be able to express her gratitude. The others tell her it was an honor, and Bulma departs with Oolong back to the city to go and find Tights, while Gohan and Yamcha go back to Master Roshi's island for him to train. Bulma and Tights would reunite, with Tights and the others who were brought back being very confused on what happened to them, and how they're back here. And apparently it's been years since they died, though it's a tearful union for family and friends, and a true happy ending. With Gohan and Yamcha, they went to Roshi's to begin training, and while Roshi was reluctant to train just one bandit, Krillin shows up on the island and wanted to be trained as well, and this is more Roshi style. Roshi and Gohan begin to train Yamcha and Krillin into Turtle style, and the two have a very friendly rivalry, doing all of the ridiculous chores that Krillin and Goku had to do in canon. With there being two very powerful masters also training them in sparring, Yamcha and Krillin are grown to be more powerful than ever. They would be a lot stronger than their canon tournament arc selves, increased to levels that exceed where they were in the late Red Ribbon Army arc. With these two so powerful, Roshi wants to test them in the World Martial Arts Tournament, where they would all travel to and participate. Of course, Roshi and Gohan want to enter too, and just like in my Goku and Broly Twins video, Roshi becomes Jackie Chun, and Gohan becomes the almighty Jet Li. God, I love that name. Gohan would obviously take Goku's spot, and the tournament begins. Krillin vs Bacterian would end a lot faster, since Krillin is just much stronger, and the second fight would pick up with Jackie Chun vs Yamcha. Yamcha wouldn't be taken out right away at all this time, and would actually put up an amazing fight with Jackie, similar to that of the final bout that Goku and Jackie had in canon. Sure, Yamcha has the height advantage here, but Jackie really wants to hammer the lesson home that there's always someone stronger, and is able to get that win over Yamcha in the first round. Match 3 would be the same as normal, and the next match would be Jet Li easily being able to take out Girin in no time flat. Krillin faces off with Jackie next, with it again being very similar to canon, though Jackie's still very tired from his match with Yamcha. Since he's so tired, he's not able to push himself to knock Krillin out. Luckily for him, Gohan gives him a thumbs up, saying he'll be able to finish this in his place. Krillin successfully takes out Jackie, avenging Yamcha, which makes the two very happy. Though, there's that one strong fighter left to face. Jet Li defeats Namu, with less trouble than Goku, and is able to figure out his struggle with his village in the process, and is able to help him. The final match is between Jet Li and Krillin, with Krillin being able to put up an excellent final match. Though, since he pushed himself pretty hard against Jackie, he isn't at 100%, and is taken down. Jet Li successfully wins the tournament, and is able to teach his students the lesson that there will always be someone stronger, so they keep up their training. Krillin and Yamcha take this advice to heart, and vow they will continue to train with their masters and get even stronger. Maybe someday they can take on Jackie and Jet again. The two return with their masters and continue their training. They don't go off on a Dragon Ball hunt, since they really have no need to. There's no 4-star ball that they want to find, so the Red Ribbon is able to find all of the Dragon Balls themselves and summon a dragon. Of course, Commander Red had a very different wish than the others, and he wished himself to be taller. The army isn't exactly too happy with their wish being wasted on something so pathetic, and they just straight up execute Red. With Red gone, Black becomes the new commander of the army, and continues to lead them to world domination. While Krillin and Yamcha are training, the Red Ribbon Army continues their conquest of the world slowly but surely. It all comes to a head 1 year later, when the balls are active once again, and the army is able to gather them all up successfully. Sure, the Pilaf gang is going around trying to find the balls too, but I don't think they'd stand any chance against the Red Ribbon Army. The Pilaf gang might die, but I don't know, to be honest with you, so let's just, for the sake of it, say the Pilaf gang is able to get out of there. This time, there's no one to waste his wish, and Commander Black wishes for what the army wanted most, to rule the world. We're going to be saving that for next time, though. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, as it was a lot of fun to write a Dragon Ball story without a Goku, surprisingly. Earth seems to be in big trouble now, though do you think that Yamcha, Krillin, Gohan, and Roshu will be able to stop the Red Ribbon Army? Well, make sure you subscribe to this channel and like this video, that way you can find that out. I gotta say, thank you all so much for 14,000 subscribers, and until we meet again, see you later!